Long ago, in Novunda Kingdom, a powerful mask was carved by a great sculptor who was guided by the spirits. It was said to hold the strength of lions, the vision of eagles, and the cunning of the crocodile. Only a warrior chosen by the ancestors could wear it to guide and protect the kingdom. He chose a strong warrior with the purest of hearts. For anyone else, the mask was danger itself. It lay hidden in the shrine, where the air smelled of earth and smoke. People left offerings there and kept their distance. Children were warned never to even point at it, else it will haunt them. But Kuta never listened well. He burned with thirst for power. Others trained, hunted, and fought until they earned honor. But he wanted a faster path. Each time he heard the story of the mask, his desire grew. He thought, why wait for ancestors to choose me? Power should be taken. So, one night when the moon hid behind clouds, he slipped into the shrine. The doors creaked, but no one heard. The mask rested on its stand. Its empty eyes looked out. His hands shook as he lifted it, yet the wood felt warm, like skin. When he pressed it to his face, fire raced through his body. His heart pounded like a drum. He staggered, then straightened, suddenly strong, as if he could tear down trees with his bare hands. He laughed, but the sound echoed strangely in the shrine, so deep, so sharp. In the morning, the village woke to a horrible sight. Chicken coops were smashed open, feathers scattered across the paths, goats and pigs lay dead, some with their sides torn wide, others half-eaten. Dogs were found stiff and bloodied near the huts. The ground was marked with dark stains and drag marks, but no tracks to follow. People suspected a wild beast that had come from the forest. The air was thick with fear. Couta woke up late, sweating. His clothes were torn, sticky with something dark like dried blood. His hands trembled as he raised them. His palms and nails were red. His mouth too. The taste was iron, bitter and sharp. He stumbled back, choking. But no memory came. The night was blank. Beside him lay the mask, resting as if nothing had happened. Yet its eyes seemed narrower, and he swore the edges pressed closer, biting into his skin when he touched it. He sat in his hut, shaking, staring at his blood-stained hands. Outside, the villagers gathered, still talking about the beasts that have invaded the village. He felt their voices press against his walls. And then the question clawed at him. What did I do last night? All he remembered was going to the shrine, wearing the mask, and the power that surged through him. Everything after that was blank, like the night had been stolen from his mind. He tried to recall the sound of footsteps, voices, anything, but there was nothing. Only darkness, then waking in blood. His heart raced as he washed his hands in a clay bowl, but the water turned red and sticky, refusing to clear. He shoved the bowl aside and sat back, breathing hard. Kuta pressed his face into his palms. His nails were longer than he remembered, sharp enough to scratch his skin. As he looked at them again, what he saw was even more shocking. Kuta stared at his hands, trying to steady his breath. For a moment, they were not his. His skin had thickened into rough scales. His fingers stretched into hooked claws, each one black at the tip. The sight froze him with terror. Then, just as quickly, the scales melted away. His hands were normal again, shaking, sweaty, human. He curled up on the floor of his hut, pulling his knees to his chest. The mask sat across the room, pushed into the corner where the shadows hid it. He would not touch it again. He swore it. That day he did not leave. He drank no water, ate no food. Fear pressed in on him from every side. Yet as night fell, he felt a weight in his chest, as if the mask itself were calling. A pull, quiet but steady, like a drumbeat in the distance. He closed his eyes, praying for sleep. When he woke, his body was wet with sweat and blood. His clothes were torn, his fingernails rimmed in red. The taste of iron coated his tongue. Outside, voices rose in panic. He heard shouting, crying. Chickens lay scattered in the dust, pigs torn open, dogs dragged into the bush. People said the beast had returned. On the second night, Couta barred his door with wood, determined not to step outside. Yet again he woke in the same state. Clothes ruined, hands bloodied, throat sore from growling he did not remember. Was. Memories flickered in his head, snarls, running on all fours, the flash of teeth in the dark. He tried to bury the thoughts, but they would not leave. By the third night, the village was in chaos. The beast no longer attacked only animals. It had turned on people. Families woke to screams as loved ones were dragged from their huts. Blood stained the doorways, and men with spears searched the night in vain. No tracks could be found, only bodies left in ruin. And Kuta could no longer deny the truth. Each morning, he woke knowing where he had been. He remembered the cries, the fear, the chase. The beast was inside him now, clawing for more of him each night. The villagers were desperate. They spoke of the mask, of the ancient promise that one day it would choose a warrior to protect them from evil. That day was near, just a few nights away. Hope rested on the belief that the masked chosen one would rise and defeat the beast. But when the priest entered the shrine to prepare the rituals, his cry shook the village. The mask was gone. The village was breaking apart. With the mask missing, hope vanished. Some swore the ancestors had turned their backs. Others whispered that the beast itself had stolen the mask to grow stronger. People stopped sleeping, too afraid of the night. Fires burned in every corner, but still the attacks came. Kuta hid in his hut, his body aching from battles he could not remember. The beast was no longer waiting for night. Sometimes, he would feel it stir during the day, his jaw tightening, his nails sharpening, his skin rippling like something inside him wanted out. He buried the mask beneath his sleeping mat, but the call never stopped. Every heartbeat carried the urge, wear me, take more. By the fourth night, the village had set traps, sharpened spears, and sent their strongest men to patrol. Still, the beast tore through them like grass. The next morning, women wept over the bodies of their sons. The priest stood before the people and said only the mask's chosen one could save them now. His words only deepened the despair, for the shrine was empty. That night, Kuta's secret broke. A boy saw him stumble home at dawn, his body smeared with blood not his own. Soon the whispers turned into shouts. Villagers gathered outside his hut with fire and spears. Kuta, open the door, they cried. Show yourself, or we will burn you out. But inside, Kuta could only stare at his hands, half-skilled, trembling. He knew there was no denying it anymore. The beast was him. The mask lay where he had hidden it, its wooden face blank, uncaring. His chest tightened as he picked it up. He had wanted strength, honor, respect, but what he found was blood, fear, and ruin. The power the mask gave him was not the power of a warrior. It was the hunger of a monster. When the door finally gave way, Kuta fled into the forest. The villagers chased him with torches, shouting, drums pounding to drive back the fear. The priest led them, chanting for the ancestors to give strength. Kuta ran until the trees opened into the clearing of the shrine. There he stopped, panting, the mask burning in his hands. The beast inside him roared, urging him to put it on. His body bent, twisted, scales spreading across his skin. His eyes glowed, his teeth sharpened. He could smell the villagers behind him, their fear sweet in the night. But for the first time, Kuta fought back. He dropped to his knees before the shrine, clutching the mask. I stole you, he whispered. I was not chosen, and now I see why. The villagers reached the clearing and saw him half man, half beast, shaking as though he was being torn apart from within. Some raised their spears, but the priest held out his hand. Kuta pressed the mask against the shrine's altar. Fire ripped through him, brighter than the first time he wore it. His body convulsed, the beast howling in rage as it was pulled from him. Scales split, Claws cracked, blood spilled, yet he did not let go. With one last cry, he forced the mask down onto the altar. A blinding light burst across the clearing. The villagers shielded their eyes. When it faded, the mask sat still upon the altar as before, quiet, empty. And Couta lay at its feet, human once more, but lifeless. And the story of Couta, the man who took what was not his and paid with his life, was told for generations as a warning. Not every power is taken, some are given.